Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm just going to be showing you guys the first part of the process of me making that Zelda dress. All of that information can also be found online, but in this video I just edited it down and made it so that it was a little bit easier to watch, a little bit shorter, and I cut out some of the stuff that was not needed. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you want to support my channel, please give a like and subscribe and share. And this is Wolverine, who he is actually in the video a little bit too because he hangs out with me a little bit. He is our youngest kitty. He's so sweet. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy and thank you for watching. Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be making the Zelda Zonai dress. So I previously made the mock-up for it on my last video that I posted on Friday. Today, live, I'm going to be making the actual dress. So I did all of the fitting adjustments that I had to do on it on that video and made sure that it would fit me properly, and it did. And the mock-up is actually right back here, which I will show you guys. It fits me pretty well. So there's really not too many adjustments that I have to make to it once I actually make the garment that I'm going to do today. So I hope you guys enjoy and let me know anything that you want me to show you in the comments. So right now I'm just cutting out the remainder of the interfacing. So the interfacing pieces is going to be for the bodice, and then I'm also going to bone them. So that's what I'm doing right now because I did not have enough time to cut out those pieces. I was able to cut out all the rest of the dress pieces, the underdress, the lining portion, and the overdress portion, but right now I'm just doing the interfacing. And I'm using kind of a heavy-duty interfacing to give it a little bit more structure because the fabric that I chose for the lining and the underdress is a cotton voile, which is very flimsy and quite see-through, but it's going to be underneath another dress, so it doesn't really matter that much. So after I finished cutting these pieces out, I went ahead and fused them to the inside pieces that will be the lining, I suppose, of the dress. Oh, was that him? No, that's her. One of the cats is yelling at my boyfriend to feed them because apparently there's not food in the bowls because they are little monsters. And anytime there's not food in the bowl, she'll literally wind between his legs and try to trip him up until he goes and feeds her. She does the same thing to me, but she does it to him more. Maybe this shouldn't be over here. I don't want to spill water. So I also bought some beads to hopefully go with the dress because it does require some beading. That'll be at a later date. This was only just as a hopefully to see if it will work. I only bought a couple. It's gonna need a lot more because there's a necklace. She has beading around her arms. I think she has some around her ankles too, but there's some around the bottom of the dress here too, and I wasn't sure where they got them, the girl that made this pattern. And so I bought these at Michael's to just try them out. I don't think they're exactly what I need, but they're pretty close. So I'll probably have to find some other ones to make that, because I do have also the tabard that she's wearing as well, and I haven't made any of that stuff yet. So that all has to be made at some point to finish the dress off. You're wondering why I have this blue painter's tape on my machine here. It's so that I know exactly where to sew the seam allowance. It helps me to keep it, because there are marks on the machine, but because I generally move the needle over to the middle position, those marks don't really tell me where the seam allowance is. So I generally just put a piece of painter's tape on there so that I can see exactly where I have to go, and I line up the fabric with that. I will show you the directions for this particular pattern, which are very detailed. I will say her patterns are really good for beginners. So if you're starting out sewing and you want to make like a cosplay or something like that, she has a lot of patterns, and she goes into a lot of detail on how to sew each piece and what to do, and she gives you resources. She gives you resources for like things if you're not sure how to do something, like how to put in a zipper or something along those lines. She has lots of resources and video resources and stuff like that that she suggests you look at. So it's very nice. But it makes her pattern instructions really quite long. So these are the instructions that I have for the pattern. You can see there's a lot of them. But they are very detailed, and she tells you all the supplies that you need, and how, like I said, how to put them together exactly. Let me see here. And she has lots of pictures too. So if you don't know exactly what she's talking about, she does have lots of pictures. So you can see here, it talks about like what you're supposed to do here and how this is supposed to be laid out. So you can see exactly how you're supposed to sew those pieces together. So now I'm just going to pin these pieces together and start sewing them. So this is the center front piece here, this one, and then this is the side front. And this opens center front. So it has a zipper in the center front. And because this is a princess seam, if you make something like this, you definitely want to make sure you're using enough pins to hold it, because you have to go around a couple curves here. I just usually use too many, probably too many pins, but better safe than sorry. I'm pressing open the seam here over a tailor's ham so that it gives me a nice flat seam. And then after I'm done putting everything together, once it's all together, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stitch down on both sides of this to make the boning channels for the boning. But I only just recently got this tailor's ham, and I'll tell you what, it is really, really awesome to have. So if you do sewing or you sew like stuff for yourself, you should definitely have one, because it's much easier to press things open this way, especially over like a curved seam or a bust dart, something like that. This is so much easier to use than trying to do it flat. So because you can pull it open and then finger press and then open it up with the iron and steam. This is the center front. No, it goes this way. Sorry. So this will be the center front seam. This is the side seam. All right, so let's do the next one, which is, I believe, the back, the two back seams. Center back, and then side back. Or like this. They don't match up completely because I made so many changes to this. So it'll go like that, and then these two pieces will also be sewn together. Okay, so now I'm just gonna press them open again like I did with the other ones over the tailor's ham, and then we're gonna stitch all the pieces together. So the next step here is to stitch together the two back panels at the center back, and I just do that really quickly and then press that open. So now, this, I can't tell, there's a string in the way. Okay, so this is the whole back. So it will go like this, across my back. Now we're gonna put the sides on, and the front. So here I am just pinning together the back pieces to the side and front pieces to make the entire bodice lining piece, and then I will go ahead and sew them together. In this clip, I was also discussing the pattern, the cosplay that I previously made for Aerith, and that was the same pattern company that I used for this, and I can link those in the description below. I had some connection issues, so hopefully we fixed it. I guess we'll find out. So I have my bodice, and let's just see really quickly how it looks. Okay, so it looks like it fits me actually pretty well. I mean, the zipper is not here, but this is not wearing it over the top of something else anyway. So the next step is going to be for me to put the zipper in. And I'm gonna have to think about how I have to do that first for a minute, because I think, because the last time I did it, I put it in backwards, so I'm going to have to figure out exactly how I want that in, so that it's not in there backwards this time. There's a separating zipper as well, but like, I don't know if you guys can tell. I actually put this in here backwards, so it separates when you bring it all the way down, so it'll be easier for me to get in and out of. So I have the same thing in a black one here. I'm gonna figure out how I'm putting it in. This part is gonna face out, so it has to be like this. So she lays hers like this, and then puts the zipper face up, and lines the zipper teeth up with this. Yeah, I think that's gonna be right, So here is about 10 minutes of me trying to figure out how to put this zipper in. I went back and forth between the instructions and just trying to pin it down to see what would work, because on the mock-up I actually put the zipper in wrong, so I had to like reach inside to zip it up because I put it in backwards, not realizing that it was supposed to face the other direction. So I wanted to make sure on this one that I had it in there correctly so that I could easily get in and out of the dress. Okay, so I have my zipper foot on my sewing machine. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lower this down a little bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to change my stitch length, because right now my stitch length is at 2.5. So I'm gonna put that up to 4, so it'll just do long stitches. So it'll be easier if I have to take it out, then I can just easily pull them out. And then I'm just gonna stitch it in place really quickly without back stitching it again, so that if it's wrong, I can easily take it out. And then once I do that and figure out if I you to put it in is by turning it, I think you fold it back. It doesn't say that, but that's what the picture shows. So that when you fold it back, that's all that you'll see. And then I'll probably top stitch along that to hold it in place a little bit better with a regular stitch length. So I'm gonna just do the basting stitches really quickly, and then we will see if that is the right way to put the zipper in. So like I said, I have it at like a 4. I think it's 4 millimeters. I could be wrong for the stitch length. So I think I put it in correctly. Voila! Okay, so it's actually still a little bit loose on me, but I'm okay with that. I can take a little bit of that here. I actually didn't make the seams as small as I intended to, because hold on. You can see his tail right there. He's hiding underneath. I just realized I don't have my microphone on. So he's hiding. This is one of my cats. He's hiding underneath the bag, and she's going after him. They're being silly. Wolverine. He's ferocious. Anyway, back to my dress. So I made it, it's a little bit too big, I feel like. It's a little too loose. So I'm probably gonna have to take this in a little bit. Even though I took so much of it out, I can't believe how loose it still is. The zipper is in there, right? So I can finish sewing in the zipper at least. What's your problem? Come here. Come here, baby. Hi, baby. Come here. No? You want to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. Say hi. No? You don't want to say hi? What's wrong? You upset? You lonely? Are you a lonely kitty? He yells when he's lonely. He's like, pay attention to me. I'm lonely. So, I'm going to have to try this on really quickly and see how much I really need to take in of it.
Where's your keyboard?
On the floor. Put it on the floor. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break so I can try this on and make sure that it fits me a little, make sure that I can pin it appropriately to where I need to change the fit on it. So I will be back in like less than 5 minutes. So here I'm sewing everywhere that I marked when I tried it on, and then I am going to have to pull out all of the old seams so that it will lay flat for the boning channels. So I'm taking it in about 1/4 of an inch in the side back on either side here of the center back seam. So this is the center back, and then on these sides here to hopefully bring it in just a little bit. And I think I probably need to take it in like 1/8 of an inch on the front too. And then over here. I'm not really sure about this. I think what I'm gonna end up doing though is laying it out to see what the measurement is on it and then figuring out how much to take, because I can tell that this right here is the waist part, where the waist is, because it's the smaller part of it. But I want to see how much I need to take it in and then kind of spread it out amongst several seams. Maybe not this center back seam, but like 3 seams. So in this clip, I'm trying to figure out exactly how much to take in order to make it fit me properly. So when I measured here, it's reading at 30 inches, which is usually about what my waist size is. However, it is very loose and I don't feel like that is accurate. And maybe I wasn't measuring it properly, I'm not really sure, but then I measure my waist and it's about 29 inches. So I don't really know exactly what was going on, but I can tell you that it was way more than just 1 inch too big when I tried it on, and you can see that there's lots and lots of room in there. But also, on top of that, I am wearing clothes here and I don't account for that in this. So I'm gonna measure in about 1/4 of an inch and then draw the curve so that I can see exactly where I'm supposed to stitch. Otherwise, I will mess it completely up. And this is my heat erasable pen, so when I iron it, it will disappear. So this is what I did. You guys can see. This is what I did here, this mark. And I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other 2 seams. And I'll just take it in the front and then try it on again, see how that works. Okay, well, let me sew those and see if that fixes my issue. We'll see. Oh, that's much better. Okay, that is much better. Okay, so now I can move on to making the boning channels. So I will have to take some of the seam allowance out though, because like here, where the old seam allowance is, it needs to come out because I need to open up the seam allowance and stitch it down to make the boning channels. So I gotta find my seam ripper really quick, which is my most favorite part of sewing, is ripping seams out, because you always have to. I'm just kidding. I hate seam ripping. It's my least favorite part. Okay, so I'm just going to stitch down on either side of the seam allowance, on either side of the seam allowance here, to create the boning channel. My boning is not that big. It's this stuff, so it's kind of small. And I think that'll be plenty of room for it. Yeah, it is. So here you can see that I am sewing in endless boning channels. So I basically do the same thing that I did for the first 2 on every single seam allowance that there is throughout the entire bodice. And then I also do it right next to the zipper, but that one I do later. I also have to take out some of the seams that I missed before, because I have to make sure that the seam allowance is pressed completely flat in order for the boning to go in there properly. So that's what I do. That's what I'm doing when you see me pulling out the seam ripper and ripping out some more seams, because they're clearly parts that I missed before. So yeah, this takes me a little while because I have, I don't even know how many seams to do this to, but I do this to all of the seams in this bodice. And then I add boning to those channels afterwards, which you will see after. I think I just add these 2 pieces of boning in here first, just to make sure that it's gonna fit and that it's the way that I want it to, like that I want it to be, so that I don't have to worry about the boning not fitting in there, which it does. It fits in there pretty well. It is all, has boning channels at least. Okay, so now I am going to cut my boning. So here I'm cutting all the boning to size and putting it inside the channels, which in some areas was a bit of a challenge, but it wasn't terrible. And then once I'm done with that, I am going to go ahead and try it on and see if I need to make any further adjustments, because once I move to the next step, I will not be able to remove the boning out of the boning channels and change anything. In fact, I probably should have tried this on before I went ahead and made the boning channels. However, I don't think that I did. So we shall see if I was successful in my sizing. Okay, so this is my lining layer. So here I'm trimming all of the excess strings that are left on this bodice, and then I believe I'm going to go in and trim the boning so it is sitting within the seam allowances and I won't accidentally sew over anything. And then what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to stitch the zipper down the way that they show in the picture and move on to the next layer, which the next layer is the outside portion of the dress. So like this outer layer here. So this is the lining layer inside, and then this outer portion here will go on there, and these pieces will also go on there and get put onto this part. So let me fix all the boning and trim it down. So here I'm just making boning channels on either side of the zipper and top stitching down that zipper. And then I'm going to insert the boning channels and make sure that they fit appropriately. Okay, and it sits so nice with the boning. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing, the next step. So it goes like this. This is the front, the upper portion. The upper portion of the front bodice, and then these other smaller pieces are the bottom. And center back. Side, front, side, back, center, front. So kind of like this. I'm gonna clip the notches real quick. So here I am marking the notches, and then I decided to pin all these pieces together. However, if you notice that when I'm pinning them together, I pin them all together exactly the same way, which is incorrect because when I go to put them together, they won't go together. So they're exactly the same. So one side has to mirror the other in order for them to be sewn together properly. And I did not realize that's what I was doing here. But as soon as I go to try to sew the pieces together, the two sides together, I will realize my mistake. And then I will have to seam rip a whole, 4 seams out? Just, one of my favorite things to do. What is that noise? Oh my god.
Oh my god. Becky.
Stop! I think I just put these together wrong. Lord have mercy. For the stupidity. No, it was my own fault. I'm just... Wait, no. It's exactly the same. Damn it! Ow. Okay, maybe I just punched myself in the hand and it felt fabulous. No, because I have this stupid cat ring on. I think I'm gonna end it now though, because I just put these pieces together wrong. I put them together exactly the same and they're not supposed to be like that, so. So next time I'll be live. Why is it cutting off my head?
Because you keep angling it to cut off your face. You don't pay attention to what
Cut
you're doing.
my face off.
That's why only having one task is annoying.
So, next time I'll be live. To make this, I'll finish making this on camera, either live or I'll pre-record it. I'm not really sure. So basically, I'm just going to voice over this part because I had to go back and pull those stitches out, and I wasn't really talking about anything important here anyway. So basically, this is going to conclude part 1, and I will publish part 2 as soon as I'm done editing it. And in that part, I will be finishing the overdress part of the underdress. I think that's what it's called. I can't remember. So the outer part of the underdress that's going to show on the outside of the dress. And then hopefully I will make some more progress. I can't remember how far I got in the next video, but this was a very detailed project and it was very time consuming. And I'm still trying to work out fit issues with it and film the reveal because I put it on today and it was way too tight and I can't really breathe in it. So I'm going to have to try and make some adjustments to it so that I can wear it to a convention because that is the ultimate goal. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching my edited live version of making this Zelda dress, and I will see you guys in my next video.